What's good, everybody? Today we're gonna be making these picks from the car. Still gonna talk about how we did yesterday. Not too well. Went 1 for 3 yesterday as far as picking games goes. But that's what makes the NBA so exciting, is the fact that it doesn't matter what teams are playing. Everybody's a professional. Everybody can hoop. So it's like, you know what I mean? You ain't always gonna be right, to be honest with you. But once again, that's what's exciting about watching the games and you know what I mean, like learning the games and figuring out the better teams and all those good things. But we'll get into it. So yesterday the Blazers played the Hornets, and the Blazers ended up coming out with the win. I didn't know that LaMelo Ball wasn't going to play, and Anthony Simons did play. And like I said, I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. I think Anthony Simons is a really good point guard. I think he's a starting point guard on a lot of different teams in the NBA. I just think that he's with the Blazers right now, and the Blazers have been in a rebuilding situation for a long time, probably since they let go of obviously Dame Lillard and CJ McCollum. But I think it damn near started when they, let go of LaMarcus Aldridge. I think that teams get tricked out of their position by thinking that it's a new guy who's going to come and take over the team, which Dame Lillard definitely did. But at the same time, it's not like you just get rid of the older guys who was holding it down for a while. That's how you develop, I think, your team. That's how you develop a good team, is by holding on to pieces that are worth holding on to, and obviously getting rid of pieces that you feel like can help your team get a little bit better. So I don't know if they went the right way with that one. That was some years ago now, but it is what it is. Obviously with the Hornets, struggling organization. Man, I mean, not struggling organization. Organization's probably doing well. Struggling team at the end of the day. I think that LaMelo Ball is a really good player. I just don't think that his game translates to wins right now. He's fun to watch. He didn't play yesterday. But at the same time, that just leads me into the next thing, which is like, I think that also people, once they get that level of star, the ability to miss games is too easy. Like, gotta play, gotta be ready to play. And I know that the NBA is tough, and I know that it's long, so I know people sit out games. I know that they're hurt, and I know we've all heard this story before. But at the same time, it's like, bro, develop your brand, help your team win games, and be available to play in games. You know what I mean? Like that's something that I feel like is so undervalued. But yeah, no. So then moving on to the next game, the Cavs and the Sixers. The Cavs and the Sixers was actually a really good game. Donovan Mitchell, I think, went crazy. He had like 37. Darius Garland had a good game as well. I think the Sixers actually, they didn't play bad. I just think that the Sixers played really good. Looked like Paul George had like 30. Tyrese Maxey had a really good game. I seen Eric Gordon knock down some big shots for them going into the end of the game. But with teams like the Sixers, that's kind of what you expected at the beginning of the season. Like every game, it would be a tough out to beat the Sixers. But as far as this year goes, it's not been that way. But once again, I think it goes into injury or whatever. I was wondering, after this year is over, and y'all let me know what y'all think. After this year is over, if Joel Embiid continues to not play, or just be out there to be able to help the team win, I think that you move on past him. You got to figure out a way to move past him. You know what I mean? I think Joel Embiid is a great player, but I do think that once again, that ability to be out there on the court is more important than even the personification of a player. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's great to have him, but it's only great to have him if he's out there producing and performing. Once again, Paul George, he had a good game. I think that Paul George, I still like Paul George. I think he's nice. I think that he needs to give himself more time to play over there in Philly, to show that he still is a top guy in the league, to be honest with you. Because for me, it's year to year. I don't judge people off of like what they did in the past and continue to keep them in that high level. If you're not killing, if you ain't killing this year, then you ain't killing, bro. Like, so with that being said, yeah, I think that Philly, I think they're in a place now where they're starting to realize, I think that they need to move on. They need to move past what they do have. Maybe keep Tyrese Maxey, try to keep him, but let the other two go and start moving on with your thoughts as far as what the team should be in the future. But we'll see, because obviously the trade time period is coming around. All-Star break is coming around, so we're going to be seeing people get shuffled around and moved around, and it'll just be interesting to see what type of team they come back with after the trade deadline is ended. So yeah, the Sixers won that game. That's another L that I took for sure. Thought the Cavs would win. Cavs have been really, really good this year. I'm a fan of Donovan Mitchell. I'm a fan of Darius Garland. I love great guard play, but they just got a solid team all the way around. They got really good bigs. They got some really good shooters. So I'm going to keep my eye on them going into, like I said, All-Star break, and just making sure to see that they stay at the top of the East, and just keep playing the way they've been playing. Moving on to the next game was the Pelicans and the Grizzlies. I think that I called this one. I knew that the Grizzlies would probably win. Like I said, with even, once again, talking about the same things for several different teams. The Pelicans, they on paper, I think, would have a really nice team if you write down everybody who's on their team. But when you get to the game, you might only have one or two of those guys playing. And I think that it just makes it hard on the team. It makes it hard on those players. And I think that it sucks, because I think Zion Williamson actually is a star. I think he's a star in the league. I think that he's proven it already just by the games that he's played in, because he is so dominant. But once again, your health is everything. So if he can't stay healthy, I don't know that he can be the superstar that I believe that he can be. But I mean, I am putting it out there. I do believe in Zion Williamson. I don't know. I might be one of the last. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the Grizzlies is a good team. Like I said, I'm a fan. Obviously, they got several players from Indiana on the team. We can't say Zach Edey's from Indiana, but played all those years in Purdue. And now is over in the Grizzlies and really making a lot of people eat their words. You know what I mean? A lot of people felt like he wasn't going to be a good NBA player or a smart NBA draft pick, and he's out there and he's producing. I think that without Ja Morant being around for the last couple of years, due to injury and due to whatever little troubles off the court he may have had, has helped the Grizzlies really grow as a team. Desmond Bane has stepped up. Yesterday, I think he had around 14 assists and he scored over 20 points. He's done that a couple times now this year, so he's learned how to get, well, he was already off the ball. Now they've put the ball in his hand, and he's learning how to come off the ball screens and make plays rather than just being a catch and shoot scorer in the league, which I think is going to be very beneficial to their future. But like I said, obviously they got Jaren Jackson Jr. over there. He's killing too. Man, he's hitting left-hand floaters, right-hand floaters, hitting the three, just being a big body, being a presence on defense. Extremely talented group of guys, to be honest with you. And I'm excited to see what they look like when the playoffs get around to. I think that with the healthy Ja, that might be a scary team to have to play against in the Western Conference, to be honest with you. They're scrappy, they're athletic, they can make shots, and I want to say they almost been there before, you know what I mean? They got some winning experience. They've been kind of deep into the playoffs, and they know that they can lean on their superstar, you feel me? So with that being said, good win yesterday from the Grizzlies. I think that the Pelicans, once again, they just got to figure out a way to really get healthy. I think that they need to figure out a way to, I don't know, man, just, it might be, once again, might be time to just move on past Zion, even though I still believe wherever he lands at, and wherever he gets healthy at, they're gonna have a great player on their team. But it all depends on him. It all depends on his work ethic and his thought process going forward as far as being a great player. But once again, excited about seeing the way that they turned out, because after when January 25th hit, the Pelicans actually been playing some decent basketball, but at the same time, health is a big problem. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and move on into the games today that are being played. I told you yesterday I'm a Pacer fan. I know we're all the way in France, basically the Spurs' second home, having Victor Wembanyama on the team. I know they got a crazy fan base out there. I know they're excited to see the Spurs play the Pacers, not only to see the Spurs play or Victor play, but to, see the Pacers play. Those people over there getting to see NBA guys, I know it's got to be exciting. But let's move on to the game. I'm going to go ahead and say it again. I think the Pacers are going to win. I think that if we're healthy and we play in basketball the way we play basketball, we're one of the harder teams to beat in the NBA. I think that, I just got off the plane last week from going to Utah, and jet lag is a real thing, bro. So I think they've been there for a couple days. They got the legs up under them. They got the proper sleep. They might be on a better time frame now as far as what's going on over there, and I think they're going to come out today and take it to the Spurs. Obviously, Victor Wembanyama had a very good game last game, but the Spurs in general did. They scored 140 points. I think that if we put up any resistance at all, we'll have a great chance of winning this game. Then we're going on to the Nuggets versus the Timberwolves, which is actually a really good matchup in the Western Conference right now. Timberwolves, I think that they're the more athletic team, but it's kind of hard to say. I think that obviously the Nuggets bring a level of championship pedigree to the table. So in this game, I'm gonna go with the Nuggets, just due to like I said, the level of competition, or the level that they play at. A lot of times I feel like the Timberwolves, sometimes you can catch them flat and really take it to them. So I'm gonna go with the Nuggets in that game. The Celtics versus the Mavs. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go with the Celtics in this game. Off the strength of they lost last game, they got embarrassed. I'm pretty sure that a team like that is going to want to come back and have a statement win. I think that beating the Mavs would be a good win for the Celtics, just off the base of, like I said, Kyrie Irving is still one of the coldest in the league. I think that the Mavs are still a dangerous team, so getting that win will kind of get the Celtics back on point and keep them moving forward into their next games. But yeah, no, I'm going with the Celtics in that game, easy. Then we got the Heat versus the Nets. Once again, I'm going to keep it simple. I think the Heat's got that game. I think that obviously there's a lot of stuff going on with them off the court with Jimmy Butler and trying to figure out where they're probably going to be sending him to. But at the same time, I still like Terry Rozier. I still like Tyler Hero. I still like Bam. I think that they have a strong roster, and I think that if they come together and play well, they'll get the victory today for sure. Then we got the Pelicans versus the Hornets. This game is really you can throw it up in the air, to be honest with you. I really don't have a clue of who's going to win this game. Both of these teams are not very good teams in the league right now. I'm not sure that LaMelo Ball is going to even play in this game. So without that, I'm going to go ahead and go with the Pelicans, just off the strength of C.J. McCollum and the leadership that he brings to the team. I think that they'll end up playing a good game, and I think they'll get the win. Not to mention, I do like Trey Murphy III. I think he's nice. He's a big guy with handle, can shoot the ball, got bounce. I think that he's turning into I think that he's emerging as a really good player in the NBA right now. I don't want to say star, but I think he's emerging as a really good player in the NBA right now for sure. The Pistons versus the Magic. Okay, so once again, this game is a tough game to call. because at the beginning of the year, I felt like the Magic came out really strong with Paolo and with Franz Wagner and with Suggs, but I think that a couple of those guys are banged up and may not be playing. And once again, I was talking about the Pistons earlier this week, and I like Cade Cunningham, and I think that he's an emerging star in the league. I think that he's played well enough to be an all-star this year. I think that his team is doing way better than what anybody expected. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick the Pistons to win that game. Raptors versus the Hawks. Raptors versus the Hawks. Once again, a tough game to pick off the strength of, I believe they just played. I think that the Raptors beat the Hawks. The Hawks haven't been playing very well, but they still do have Trae Young over there. So in this game, I'm going to switch it up one time. I'm going to go ahead and go with the Hawks just off the strength of I think that they need a win, and I think that they'll play well enough to produce a win today. We'll see. You know what I mean? Then we got the Kings versus the Knicks. Obviously, that trade that the Knicks had made for Julius Randle and Karl Anthony Towns has been a really good trade for them. Karl Anthony Towns has been playing really well. The Knicks look really good. Their team over there in general just is a strong team, you know what I mean? And when I say team, I mean team, because a lot of those guys played college ball together, won national championship together, so it's actually kind of cool to see them playing together in the league. The only thing that would have been a little bit more dope is if Dante DiVincenzo could have stayed with them, and then they would have had 4 guys from Villanova on the Knicks. I think that would have been pretty cool. I think that would have been kind of like a case study almost, like, can a team that wins college national championship, if we have that same roster or a roster similar to it with guys from the team, would they have the same success in the league? That's a great question, and that's something I really do want to know. But I guess we'll never know. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pick the Knicks for that game. Even though I do like the Kings, but I think that the Knicks and the Kings kind of play a similar style as far as not settling for a gang of threes. Obviously, they can shoot them, but I think that they're led by Brunson, who is a mid-range or attack to the rim type of guy. And I think that the Kings are led by De'Aaron Fox, who's super quick, who gets downhill. Obviously, once again, these guys can shoot the jumper, and they do knock the jumper down. But at the same time, I love their attack-first attitude. So, yeah, I'm going with the Knicks in that game. So now we got the Rockets versus the Cavs. This is going to be an interesting game. The Rockets are playing extremely well this year. Got a lot of young talent on the team. They're, like I said, they've been playing extremely well. Obviously, we know the Cavs have played really well, but we do know the Cavs took an L yesterday. And I think that with any great team, if you get beat yesterday and you get a chance to play again today, you're coming out ready to play. You're coming out ready to swing. You feel me? You're coming out ready to knock somebody's head off. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and take the Cavs in this game. I think Donovan Mitchell will have a really big game, and I think he's going to lead them to a victory. Jazz versus the Grizzlies. Let's just keep it short. I think the Grizzlies are going to win. I think that Desmond Bane will come out and have another great game. I think Jaren Jackson Jr. will come out and have another great game. And I just think that the Grizzlies as a whole are on a mission this year, ready to show teams that they're one of the top teams in the Western Conference again and get as far as they can into the playoffs. Perhaps fight for a championship. You know what I mean? All right, y'all. The next game, 76ers versus the Bulls. This game, once again, you could really go either way. I still feel like on paper, I'd rather pick the Sixers. They just won a big game yesterday. They're going against the Bulls. I'm gonna pick the Sixers again. I think that once again, with Paul George, with certain players on the team, they really just need to see a couple of W's, and once they get a couple W's going, they'll be able to get their they'll get the shit going. And when they get their shit going, I think that it's gonna change the dynamic of the team. I don't know that it's gonna make a huge difference by the end of the year, but I don't think that they're just gonna be an easy team to beat. so I'm going with the Sixers. We got the Lakers versus the Warriors. Got the old schools playing. You feel me? Love LeBron, love Curry, obviously. Two icons within the game. In this game though, I'm actually feeling like I'm gonna go with the Lakers. I think LeBron, AD, I think those guys are gonna step up. I think that damn, I can't even think of his name. They got Pajinski back. I'm sorry, I'm talking about the Warriors. Austin Reeves. I think Austin Reeves has been playing extremely well for the Lakers. And Dalton Connect, I like him coming off the bench. I think the Lakers, man, I really can't put my finger on it. I don't understand why they're still not a solid team. Maybe it is the point guard play, but they got rid of D'Angelo Russell not too long ago, so maybe Gabe Vincent steps into that role a little bit and steadies the ship. But today I'm going with the Lakers over the Warriors. We got the Wizards versus the Suns. Simple win. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think the Suns will wipe the Wizards all the way up. They're gonna clean them out. You feel me? Kevin Durant's gonna come out and be Kevin Durant. Devin Booker's gonna come out and be Devin Booker. And the Wizards are gonna come out and be the Wizards, if you know what that means. Once again, you gotta watch the league so you can kind of understand where I'm getting at with these type of things. The Wizards are going to be the Wizards, you know what I'm saying? They're going to show up to the game, they're going to play in the game, and they're probably going to lose the game. They do have talent over there, but obviously the talent isn't working hard, or the talent isn't, I don't know what's going on over there, but they haven't been a good team, and they're not producing wins. So I don't think that they're going to start it up with the Suns. You heard? All right, y'all. So last but not least is the Bucks versus the Clippers. I think that might be an interesting game. I'm not sure if Giannis is going to be available to play or not. But with that being said, I still feel like the Bucks have a really solid roster. The Clippers, obviously, they got great players on their team as well. But in this game in particular, I'm gonna go with the Bucks just off the strength of I think that the Bucks have a better roster. I think that and I think that they're more steady. You know what I mean? If I'm really picking and choosing, I would put my money on the Bucks, to be honest with you. Just off the strength of who they've been the last couple of years. They've had the same team damn near for the last couple of years. They've had success with that team, and they got veterans over there. It's not a bunch of young guys trying to just put it together and figure it out. It's guys who have won. It's guys who've held down other organizations. So with that being said, I'm going with the Bucks. So just to wrap it up, I just want to say, obviously, coaching around the city, working around the city of Indianapolis, getting to work with a lot of these young guys or whatever, it's cool to talk about the league off the strength of, I believe that some of the guys who even I get to work with will be in the league one day. So it's like, be a part of it prior to getting there. I always ask people, I say, do you think that you're a professional and then they draft you, or do they think that they look at you and say, oh, we could turn him into a professional? To me, it's, oh, he's a professional and we got to move him on up. So with that being said, make sure y'all hooping, but make sure y'all doing y'all due diligence and make sure that y'all are watching the games and developing your IQ. So when you get there, it's not a culture shock to you. You kind of know what to expect. You know what I mean? It ain't all coming to you at once. You already kind of have a grasp of what it's kind of like. And there's so much information out there at this point to where if you really get into it, you'll find it. You'll find the things that you want to find. You'll figure out the things that you're trying to figure out. But today was a great episode as far as the NBA and the teams that are going to be playing. Interested in seeing who's going to win these games tonight. And then my last question is, if you got to pick your all-star 5, if you got to pick 5 starters from the East and the West, who would your 5 starters be as far as right now goes? Leave your comments in the comment section. Continue to watch. I appreciate y'all. and we're gonna keep figuring out. We're gonna figure this shit out. You feel me? Hey, y'all have a good day. I'm about to go into this gym right now, get some good workouts in, and I hope y'all have a great rest of y'all day. All right, peace.